is going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here with an instant match reaction. Spurs have beaten Copenhagen 4-0 in the Champions League. Absolutely phenomenal day for Tottenham. Big response to the abject and terrible performance that was the Chelsea game on Saturday. Some brilliant goals to talk about, brilliant performances to talk about. I'm here with Brian Daigle to go through what was a great night in the Champions League for Tottenham, extending, as you say, unbeaten run at home to 24 games. Absolutely fantastic. It's just what the doctor ordered, isn't it, Brian?
Absolutely. It really was. It's something we desperately needed. There was a lot riding on this game, I would say, with the fan base. Obviously, Thomas Frank, the style of football, the players. Well, today they've come out, and today they have shown what they can do when they're allowed to express themselves. An absolutely superb performance from start to finish, from Vicario in goal to Mawani up front. Just a brilliant evening and night's work. And hopefully, like we were saying, that can be the Pochettino-Aston Villa game, where it's like, right, this is what we need to do. This is how we can do it. And just so delighted. I'm delighted for Thomas Frank, I'll be honest.
Yeah, and I think the main things are definitely the intent to play forward, the ability to do so, the link up between the front players. Even though it wasn't perfect, you can still see they're still trying to learn from each other. They were getting in each other's way sometimes. Sometimes they didn't quite read the pass, but when they were clicking, it was looking dynamite. It was looking really, really sharp, and it was looking fresh, and it was such a difference to what we saw for a lot of this season, and especially on Saturday. The front four were gelling much, much better. There was so much more intent from Spurs to go forward and play forward at every opportunity. I think it made the world of difference not having Paolini and Bentancur together. I think having just Bentancur with his ability to pass forward, having Javi next to Odegaard in between the lines, Doggy spreading the play out wide as well, and Brennan Johnson on the other side creating real more natural width on either side. Mawani chasing down defenders and causing problems and making runs. I think the whole thing today clicked. And I know Copenhagen, they're not having the best season and they're not the best team right now, usually challenging for titles in Denmark, and this season they're currently fourth. So they're having a particularly bad season, but they're still a Champions League quality team. They're still a team that has that can surprise you, and I think we completely made light work of it today. Especially, look, let's talk about the first hour, then we'll get into post-red card, which was like two completely different games, although it was like two completely different games, but like still both of them were fantastic for us.
Correct.
But for the first hour, I thought the way we were popping it in between the lines, I think Xavi, so much more involved today. I think the fact that we were able to dominate the ball, squeeze Copenhagen high, clearly the pressing was there, the intent was there. We weren't very rarely do I remember Tottenham in a low block or having to defend deep. It was all pushed up, forcing Copenhagen into mistakes. And then I think the main thing is when we get the ball quickly into Xavi, quickly into Odegaard, get them linking, get them creating chances. And Xavi was so much more confident today. You saw so much more to his game. The link up between him, Mawani, Odegaard was at times scintillating, and he was getting in the box, little touches, finding Mawani, setting up chances. That chance that he created for Mawani right at the end of the half, that is what Xavi's all about. One touch, one look up, and on a plate for Mawani with that cross. And he was doing those little things all day, Xavi, and he looked like a man reborn today, given a bit more license to float, not so stuck on that left-hand side, being more central, and having Odegaard next to him, who's also a player who likes to play little one-touch passes and connect. I think it really helped him, and it really helped the team having those two close, and then a Doggy spreading, because when it's Spence there, there's no real natural width. But when a Doggy's there, all of a sudden we had another threat going to the byline and being super direct, and that dynamic there I really, really like.
Yeah, I mean, well, we've said it before, haven't we? Not just on this this game. Destiny being back just makes such a big difference to that left wing going forward. He just adds that balance, and it shows just how badly we need to get another left footer in should Destiny pick up these injuries that he does. But getting back to what you were saying, Xavi Simons today, was untouchable. He had a couple of moments where he tried that little flick, didn't he, for no reason whatsoever. But once he got the assist with what we both said was a just magnificent through ball. Magnificent through ball for Johnson, who had a lot to do. You could see his confidence rising. Odegaard and him got in each other's way a couple of times, but they fixed that wonderful move with the back heel, and then Randall Kalabawani just fired it wide. But like I said, the way he just looked up for that cross for Mwani, just the speed of it all was brilliant, and he was thriving in the style of play we were playing today, and probably the opponents as well gave him more freedom. But you were going on. I think today you look at it, there were so many great partnerships in this game today. Bentancur and Sarr, both fullbacks were great. Porro looked more like his normal self today. Mwani and Simmons, Odegaard and Simmons. It was just a breathtaking day or a breathtaking game of football to watch, and just delighted for everyone with Spurs.
Yeah, and I think obviously the goals we scored in the first half, Simmons gets his assist, which his first half performance deserved. A really nice ball in behind to Brennan. Have to say, goalkeeper, what is he doing? He comes charging out, nowhere near the ball. Johnson calmly takes it past him from a tight angle into the empty net. Johnson gets his fourth goal of the season, and it was a really timely goal for him, timely for Spurs, because we needed to make that dominance count when we did. So that was good, and good composure. And yeah, Brennan, I thought again, himself looking more confident, taking on his man, going to the byline, getting the crosses in. So he was looking more confident. And obviously, we definitely deserved to be 1-0 up. Copenhagen kind of started to get a bit of a foothold in the game without actually doing anything. They got like a few corners and a few nice bits of play, but Tottenham had them at arm's length, I think, throughout the whole game. But it's talking about the first half. Yeah, so we got that lead 1-0. The only disappointing thing going into half time was that it wasn't more than one.
Yeah.
And I think Mwani, you have to say, was guilty of missing two gilt-edged chances. Both himself by Javi. One of them inside the 6-yard box where he just got to slide into the corner, puts it wide, and the other one, beautifully floated ball in by Javi. Free header, just outside the 6-yard box, and he heads it over the bar. So that'll be really disappointing. But Mwani was a constant nuisance, harrying, harassing, causing Copenhagen so many problems with his pressing. And it caused opportunities, and it caused the second goal.
Yep.
We come out half-time. I don't think we came out particularly well at half-time, but again, we kept them at arm's length. And then ball goes over the top. Keeper, for some reason, is just hesitating to come out and clear the ball. Maybe he thought, had a rush of blood to the head in the first half. Maybe I shouldn't come for this one in the second. He did end up coming for it. By that time, Mwani got so close to him, his clearance goes straight at Mwani. It goes way up in the air and goes spiralling towards the goal. And you're thinking, okay, Mwani's just going to have a tap in here.
Yep.
But it's a very, very difficult opportunity. He decides to, instead of volley at home, he brings it down with a brilliant first touch.
Exceptional.
Lots of composure. Plays in Odegaard for an easy chance, and Odegaard makes it 2. And 2-0 did not flatter us at the time.
No, and I think to start off with, I think tomorrow when you do player ratings, you need to add the Copenhagen goalkeeper and give him a 10.
Absolutely.
Because he really, like you said, you would have thought after one rush of blood to the head, you're not going to come out and do it again. But great closing down by Mwani. Like you said, a phenomenal first touch to bring that down, to be able to have time to scan, see what's around, and there was Wilson Odegaard to put it away lovely. And do you know what? I think it was Odegaard's best game in a Spurs shirt. I know he scored 2 goals in Europe against, was it 20?
Sorry?
Was it FC 20 that he scored?
RZ.
RZ. But Odegaard looked bright. He was very, very direct, and took his goal well, and another good performance.
Yeah, and so we're 2-0 up. I think it was on 55 minutes. Then what happens? Brendan Johnson goes in for a really silly challenge, you have to say, really needless. There's a Copenhagen player moving centrally, no real threat. He goes sliding in. A bit unlucky because his boot kind of kicks up off the turf and it ends up kind of scraping down the back of this guy's ankle and it twists his ankle. It's not a good challenge. Originally given a yellow, referee gets sent to the monitor and he gets sent off. You're thinking, okay, Copenhagen have half an hour. He's really unlucky, Johnson. I feel bad for him, but I have to say he's unlucky, but it's also stupid. It was also a really stupid challenge, so he kind of only has himself to blame.
Yeah, he does. I mean, it was the halfway. It was in the centre or around that way, so there's no need to make that tackle. I do think he goes up with his studs because he's going for the ball and it's next to the defender, the midfielder, and then the midfielder runs in that direction and his foot just lands there. But you can't have your studs up like that in modern day football, especially with VAR. They will see it, they will look at it, and it is a red card, but I think it's really harsh because of the way the Copenhagen player is moving. But like you said, there was absolutely no reason for him to go in for that tackle. Yeah,
absolutely. And so half an hour to go. They've got an extra man. You're thinking, are we in trouble here? If they get another goal, if they get a goal quickly, although they haven't really offered much, Copenhagen, but you're thinking if they get a goal, they got an extra round, they got time. This game can go south very quickly.
Yep.
Frank makes an immediate change, takes off Xavi, who he was unhappy, and I understand he was unhappy because he was playing so well. He probably finally he's probably thinking, I finally got into my rhythm. I finally gotten going here, and you're taking me off. So I understand his frustration. He brings on Paulinho. He goes to a 4-4-1, and up step Mickey van der Ven with one of the most outrageous goals you're ever going to see on any football pitch, let alone a Champions League game. Think back to Van der Ven at Old Trafford and Van der Ven against Everton last season, where he picks the ball up from the edge of his own box and runs the whole pitch, beating every man in sight, taking on all comers. No one stopping Van der Ven in full flight. He has Mawani to his right. He goes, hell no. I've just run the whole length of the pitch. I've just beaten 5 players. I'm going myself. And he just buries it near post on his left foot from the edge of the box like he's a seasoned striker. Incredible finish. I think it probably, Son's Puskas goal is up there, one of the best individual goals you're ever going to see. That one might just beat it. I think it was absolutely, I don't know how words describe how incredible that goal from Van der Ven was. It was like a steam train just charging through, galloping through the heart of that Copenhagen defence. They just couldn't stop him in no way, no how. They ran out of ideas of how to stop Mickey van der Ven when he's in full flight. You can't stop Mickey van der Ven when he reaches top speed like that. But to finish it in the way he did as well was absolutely phenomenal. Probably the best goal a centre-back has ever scored in European football. I can't think of a better one. It must be up there. And I think when the Puskas Award comes around next year, I think there's already a front runner.
Without a doubt, excuse me. I think we are running out of superlatives for this man. You look at his collection that he's growing. You mentioned the Manchester United run for the Johnson goal. Then you've got the Manchester United Europa League clearance. And now you've got this guy. I don't think there's another defender like him in world football. And, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, the way he's playing, when people were thinking, will he only have his pace to get him out of trouble, he goes from strength to strength. An incredible goal. I think it's better than Son's just because of the distance he's covered.
And the power
that he struck it.
Once he got on, I was watching it again, he beats about 5-6 players on that run. Just no stopping him. And the finish was not an easy finish. It's in the near post. He's on the edge of the box. He's got a lot to do. I think a lot of attacking players would struggle to score from that position. And Van der Ven, being a centre-back, on his left foot, he had absolutely no trouble. And the confidence to take that on as well, absolutely astonishing.
You can just keep watching it over and over again, can't you?
It's taken the internet by storm. It's going to be viewed millions and millions of times. It's one of those goals you're never going to be bored of watching.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's a special goal on a special night for him.
It's a special player, let's be honest.
Yeah.
This guy is just incredible, and he just keeps getting better and better. And like I said, like we were saying, he's got goals in him with his feet. Obviously, he's got the 2 headers against Everton. We saw it with the Nottingham Forest goal, the West Ham goal that he took recently. But that, for a defender to run that amount of distance, and the skill that he used to get past the players,
And to do that when we're down to 10 men as well, the perfect time. We've just gone down to 10 men. You know, maybe we're going to be under the cosh a bit. People's like, I'm having none of this. Like, I'm just going to do this myself. And that's one way to counter-attack. You've got to say, you know, one way is I'm just going to take this and run the whole pitch. You know, I don't need anyone else. A one-man counter-attack. And that is a secret weapon, which I don't think anyone else in the league probably has, is someone who's capable of doing what we saw Van de Ven do tonight. And it was absolutely outrageous. And Tottenham just, in that moment, had a 5-minute spell of just absolute incredible delight. Like, we just exploded into life. We were just winning challenges in the middle. We were pressing them even with 10 men. We then hit them with another counter-attack. Odegaard wins the ball on the halfway line. He goes running down the wing. He plays in Romero. Romero's like, I want to get a bit of the action. He gets a goal contribution. Forgot about that. He gets a goal contribution, squares it to Paulinho, who just came on, and he bagged in the fourth. And all of a sudden, Tottenham, with 10 men, are running riot. They're 4-0 down. It was absolutely incredible from Spurs at that point. I don't think I've ever seen a team play with 10 men in the way that we did, and kind of counter-attack the way that we did. That was brilliant. And then it kind of quieted down for a bit before Dane Scarlett came on. And then, again, we ramped it up. Dane Scarlett kind of came on to make an impact. And I felt he did make an impact, Dane Scarlett.
Right, I'm back with you.
I felt he did make an impact. He kind of won the penalty. He did brilliantly to win that penalty, by the way. Holds the ball up, nutmegs Suzuki on the left-hand side, cuts inside, goes for goal, and gets brought down. He won the penalty. I was just annoyed. Richarlison at that point, he decided, I'm taking this penalty, even though Dane did all the hard work. He unfortunately hit the bar as well, so he didn't even score. And that's the one frustrating point of tonight. Dane could have got on the score sheet as well. That would have just put the cherry on top of what was a brilliant night. So that was frustrating. I understand Richarlison, he wants, he needs a goal, doesn't he? And that's obviously frustrating. But look, at the end of the day, it was a great day for Tottenham, great day for Frank. He needed this performance. He needed this result. Keeps us unbeaten in the Champions League. 2 wins, 2 draws now. 2 wins out of 2 at home in the Champions League. And I think it just gives us a first of all reminder that we do have players who can play good football. We do have good attackers on our day. I know it was Copenhagen. You know, they're not the best opposition. They are they're a team from the Danish league. So obviously, Premier League's where he's really going to be judged on that front. But we had to win tonight, and Copenhagen are not a bad team. And I think it was a timely reminder. You just got to if you give the manager time, maybe he can get us playing some good stuff.
Well, let me just add to what you were just saying. People, apologies for my coughing fit. I don't know where that came from. People, you're saying people will say it's just Copenhagen, and that will annoy me because when we played against Bodo, that's a team in Norway, and we had a very poor performance, granted, and we are better than those opponents, but we didn't play well. Today, we were fantastic, and he deserves credit for seeing it. He could have said, you know what, I'm under a bit of pressure here from the media, the fan base, whatever you want to say it. I'm going to play safe. I'm going to do my tried and tested, and hope it goes. There were wholesale changes in the manner of the way we played football today, and it was a great game of football. He can play this style of football when he has got the right players. And when you're a manager, it's about finding that right balance, isn't it? It's about finding the players that can play your system or can express themselves. And we clearly saw with Paulinho and Bentancur, especially at home, that unless we're playing like we did Villa with these strong midfielders, then you need a bit still with those two. Maybe not at home, but you could see today that when you split the two of them up, we can play more attacking and we can get the ball to a Xavi or Destiny with it. So fair play to Thomas Frank. He needed the win. He's got the win. I hope he comes in for as much praise as he was criticised against Chelsea, because he has turned things around in this game. He has got the players playing good football and doing everything that he was said that we couldn't do. And if they say it was just Copenhagen, well, Bodo was a draw. Bodo was a Norwegian team, so we can say the Danish league, we can say the Norwegian league. The most important thing today is Thomas Frank's boys came out, played some great football, some brilliant football for some parts of it, kept another clean sheet, 4 goals, down to 10 men, and just a glimpse of what creativity can look like under Thomas Frank.
Yeah, and I think this 3-2-5 kind of build-up shape that we saw first against Everton and then Newcastle, we kind of abandoned it against Chelsea.
Completely.
We brought it back tonight. I think that's the setup we have to be moving forward with, especially when we're looking to attack teams. I think it looked much better tonight in possession. We were progressing centrally. We also weren't so focused on going down the right with Kudus. We were kind of spreading the threat between Odegaard, Xavi, Mawani. I guess that's one negative, is that Mawani didn't get a goal. He did miss a lot of chances. And that's obviously a massive shame because he deserved a goal, because I thought he played quite well, and he was asking a lot of questions of that Copenhagen backline, and he did get himself in a lot of good positions, but he missed the chances. Richarlison came off the bench, hit the bar twice, one of them from penalty, which he obviously has to score, and then the other one was a header he was unlucky to miss. But yeah, the chances are being created tonight. I'm looking at the XG. Everyone was going XG crazy after the Chelsea game. Well, tonight, XG of 3.31. And Copenhagen at 0.33. 9 big chances on the day for Tottenham.
Bloody hell.
Which is a large amount. 6 coming in the second half when we were down to 10 men for a majority.
Wow.
So, that goes to show how well we did with 10 men. I think Frank, from a tactical point of view, with 11, then when he had to change it when we were down to 10 was fantastic. I think he did all the right things. And I think tactically, down to 10 men, to perform like that, you have to have your tactics spot on. So he did brilliantly from that point of view. At the end of the day, the only 2 caveats to the performance and the result, which is obviously it's Copenhagen, so that has to be caveated, but brilliant. And what we would say is, as much as how good we were in the first half, which we played really well, the 2 goals did come from, we won it up in the first half. The 2 goals we scored to go 2-0 up with 11 men did come from 2 absolute terrible keeping errors from my count. So that's obviously also got to be caveated as well. But regardless of that, much deserved victory, much deserved result. I think everyone, pretty much to a man, had a really good game, so much more confident. And I think the whole fan base needed a good performance, more than the result today, just because how bad it was against Chelsea. There's starting to be doubts about, are we ever going to be attacking? Is he ever going to get these patterns to play? Well, tonight we saw that, and we saw that in abundance, and we were able to dominate them, and we were able to, play the football that we want to start seeing at this football club today. So, great stuff, and a brilliant day all round. Hopefully, this can be the start of some momentum building from that point of view, when we start seeing more free-flowing football. Because even today, you saw from the football we played, it was great, but there's still so much more can be worked on. Now, Xavi and Odegaard were getting in each other's way sometimes. Sometimes the ball didn't get played when it should have been at certain occasions. So those little minor things, they obviously they'll be worked out, and that's all going to be part of the learning process. But I think Frank, hopefully today there's evidence of him starting to figure these things out.
Yeah, it's taken time to do it, but managers need it at a new club. He's come in, he's made these changes, and there's something to build on and work there, isn't it? And then you add a Kulusevski coming back, a Solanke coming back, and players that we have had out for a substantial time to build that squad up. And then obviously you look at the sub-bench today, and a few games where it's been youth players because of the injuries or whatever. You get these players back as well. There is a nucleus of a very, very good squad there that can also adapt to different things. Yes, we need to get some players out the door, but you could see they're really... Frank will learn a lot from this game, won't he? He'll be able to see and goes, my God, they can do this. He got it right today. It's something to build on, like you said, and I believe this is a pivotal moment in the rest of our season. Yeah,
I think so. Hopefully, in terms of performance level, a bit of a turning point. Confidence boosters all around for your first goal of the season for Odegaard, first assists for Mawani and for Xavi. Van der Ven's 6th goal and Paulini's 4th goal of the season as well. Brennan Johnson as well getting another goal. So, yeah, that's one thing to mention. Obviously, Brennan was sending off that means he's going to miss 3 games. So he'll be missing the PSG game, Dortmund and Slavia, I think.
Yeah.
and Frankfurt's the last one, isn't it? So those three, Brennan will be missing with it's obviously not great, but hopefully Kudus will be back for those games, and hopefully it won't be such a miss. But obviously it's not great to have him missing for so many games, especially crucial. We do end this game week. Sorry, we'll end today with half the game week still to go tomorrow. We end the day in 7th.
Okay.
So that's good. Obviously, we want to be in that top 8, but there's going to be a lot of teams with the opportunity to overtake us.
Who
tomorrow.
teams could overtake us from tomorrow?
Dortmund, City, Newcastle, Barcelona, and Chelsea, and Karabag, and Galatasaray.
Oh, just a few.
So that's about 6. So as long as 4 don't, we'll be in the top 8, I guess.
There you go.
But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Well, 5, I guess. Because only 5. We need to beat 5 of them.
Oh,
we'll see. I don't know who they're playing tomorrow. So
let's have a look. Who are the fixtures tomorrow?
So Chelsea, Karabag. So one of them has to be above us, I'm sure. Villarreal, Pafus. Who say Galatasaray away at Ajax? I said Galatasaray. Barcelona playing Club Bruges, and City are playing Dortmund.
Okay.
And Newcastle Athletic. So maybe there's a chance we end
Haaland against his own team, and he always scores against them, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he scores against everyone apart from us.
So, look, we end the day in the 7th. I don't think we're going to end the game week in 7th, but obviously, if we had any kind of dreams of being in that top 8, we had to win tonight, and we got the job done.
Correct.
So that's absolutely fantastic. Look, the internet's going absolutely wild for Van der Ven's goal.
It was going
if you haven't seen it, stop what you're doing right now and keep this stream running, but on a different tab, go and see Van der Ven's goal. Absolutely phenomenal. Have you ever seen, I was going to say, have you ever seen a goal like it? But we have with Sonny. But that goal is going to go down in history of the Champions League, I would say.
Yeah, I would also say in years and years and years and years to come, when they do those Tottenham promo videos, like the one we are Tottenham Hotspur, you may hear Mickey Van der Ven's name used or that goal shown, because it is an iconic goal. It is a fantastic goal. And then you just have to add, he's a centre-back. Mm-hmm. He is a centre-back doing that. He is just an exceptional, one-of-a-kind gem that we have. And he needs a contract to reflect it.
Absolutely amazing. All right.